I'd like to introduce you to a remarkable woman. She's a stand-up comedian. She's an entrepreneur. She's a healer. She's a businesswoman, a teacher, and she has swum with dolphins, climbed mountains, and she's a rock climber and a triathlete. I don't know how many things she's done. Let's meet Vasu Primlani. Vasu, how are you doing?
Good. Hi.
Hi. I wanted to ask you, there are all kinds of conspiracy theories about the coronavirus, that it was made in a lab, that it's an economic weapon of the Chinese government, that it was introduced to China by the American government and whatnot. Do you have a conspiracy theory?
Yes, I do.
What is it? Let's hear it.
The conspiracy theory is that the Earth invented this to make all the humans go home and stay inside while the Earth repairs itself. We just had the news of the ozone hole repairing today, which is something like 1 million hectares of the ozone layer being repaired. So it's kind of like, the kids are running around, breaking everything, and then the parents say, go to your room. And then the parents go around fixing the house. So this is my conspiracy theory.
Okay, Vasu, it just took about 30 days for the environment to get sort of well back on track.
Yeah, 10 days for the air and 30 days. If you see videos of the Ganga at Rishikesh, it's stunning. Delhi has transformed into Bangalore, Yeah. I can look up at the sky and not be ashamed anymore. And is this it? If we go back to business as usual, which is called BAU, then they're asking for it again.
Well, do you think that the Earth is actually making rather extreme demands on us? Do what I ask or get off the planet? Maybe we deserve that.
No, I don't think they're extreme at all. If you think of the mother goddess Gaia kind of concept, there's been warnings before. The Earth has asked nicely before. Humans have been responsible for mass extinctions of animals. We watch the greenhouse gases go up, and there have been warnings at every level that humans have not heeded. So the Earth has asked nicely for decades now. But now this like the Thomas Malthus, the preventative and the positive measures. If you don't take care of it yourself, then the Earth will do it for you. So it is strong and harsh, but I believe really this is what's needed to, just look around.
Yes, have you got a lot of new material now for your comedies and your stand-up acts?
Yeah, interestingly, I'm actually going to do one particularly on Corona, which we're just writing the script for, which is going to be very fun. So yeah, that should be, I think, shot within this coming week and released. Yeah.
Tell me, you are, apart from being a stand-up comedian, which is what we probably all know you best as, you're also an entrepreneur, and you have a really nice range of jams and everything is organic, and you have Chyawanprash. Tell us something about what you make and what you
yeah, we make an entire range of high protein and fitness products, as well as Chyawanprash. Our top of the line Chyawanprash has 54 ingredients in it, and the one that's loved most by kids has got 3 kinds of saffron in it. So kesar. So we get the best ingredients, and once you get the best ingredients, they will treat it in the best way possible, most delicate way possible. Then you get the best taste and the best nutritional value at the other end. So we've also invented lots of things like jamun pie, and we have jamun cheesecake, and we also have gooseberry cheesecake, which is absolutely fantastic. So that, and in terms of being an entrepreneur, there's one more thing that I've invented, is that you can cut down your fuel consumption of your vehicle, regardless of what make it is, regardless of what fuel variant it is, what horsepower it is, by 20 to 70%.
So Vasu, Are you a really, really brainy person, therefore?
Yes.
And
Um,
on a scale of 1 to 10, what's your braininess level?
I think it would be, given the creativity and the different directions I go in at once, probably be 12 out of 10.
Okay, good. Good to know, guys, that we have this genius right here nearby. Vasu,
I teach also,
sorry?
I teach at IIT as well. I teach sustainability and I teach comedy. And I teach sustainability in business school. And then I teach comedy, which is blending the engineering and the creativity aspects.
Why do so many engineers become stand-up comedians?
I think because it's so regimented that, your left brain versus your right brain, only one kind of brain usually used, because the teaching method is so regimented that they aspire to be creative, that their creativity side is bottled up and it kind of explodes. And they actually the first thing you require for stand-up comedy is an analytical ability, which is what engineers have. And it's usually not expressed as well in engineering fields, because when you're hired, you do as you're told. You don't straight up go to a level where you tell others what to do, invent new processes. So that movement or that process is quite frustrating for an engineer who's really creative. That's my surmise. That's my.
Okay. And Vasu, you are, apart from being a teacher, you are also a healer and a therapist.
Yes, I'm a somatic therapist, and it's a very, very powerful form of therapy, which is why I went toward it. It's not like talk therapy at all. And we work directly with the body. So when a human being, or any animal for that matter, or a plant for that matter, is exposed to, or rocks for that matter, are exposed to trauma, then the trauma goes and resides in their physical being. And then it gets stuck there, and it can get stuck there for decades until it's taken out. And your mind doesn't understand your body in that point. They're like broken. That connection is broken. So to give you an example, like somebody can be really phobic about snakes, and to the point when they see a snake on television, they're like, oh my God, and they freak out. Intellectually, they know the snake doesn't exist for them. It's not even in front of them. It cannot harm them in any way possible, but the body freaks out. And if you try to tell your body to calm down, that doesn't work. So that thing is broken. So as somatic therapists, we speak directly to the body. We'll do things you won't understand, except you'll see the result, and result within 5 minutes.
You are a gay icon of sorts among your other accomplishments. Was it difficult being gay when you were young, and how did your family react when they found out about it, or when you told them about it?
Well, it wasn't hard for me at all, because my parents are incredible people, and they've always said, whatever you do, whether we understand it or not, we will support you in it. If you stand by it, we'll stand by you. And that's what they've done. That's exactly what they've done, because they trust me. And they've raised me by saying, if you do good things, then you'll get the accolades. If you do bad things, don't come crying to us. So you decide what you do. All the merit, all the praise, all the blame is yours. Don't drag us into it. So they've really situated me as an individual thinking person, and trust that every decision I make, right or wrong, in terms of consequence, they will support me in it, because at the time, that's what I'm choosing.
So you've been, you're an athlete. You've run marathons and triathlons, and you've swum in the ocean, and you've learned dance. So which of these things have you enjoyed the most?
Oh, all of them and more. I'm also doing a graphic novel now. I'm writing my PhD thesis. I'm also writing academic articles. Everything I do, I absolutely, absolutely love, or I don't do it.
What was it like swimming with dolphins in the ocean?
Oh, it was petrifying, because we were in the Pacific Ocean, and these dolphins came up to us. They were like within 3 feet of us. And you think, when you see television and you're like, oh, the dolphins are really cute. But when you're in their element, their home, And they're huge. They're as big as a sofa, bigger than a sofa. And to see that coming toward you, and you can't move. Humans have no locomotion compared to dolphins. And we're like, if the dolphin even accidentally touch me, I'll die, just out of fright. They don't mean you any harm, we know that. But to be so helpless in that medium with such a gigantic creature, you actually don't know what that's like unless you've stood next to an elephant with an elephant running toward you, then you know what fright is. But it was a magical experience. And I've also been in the company of other dolphins, little children, little tiny dolphins going like that, or the adults were swimming along. And it's always a privilege to be in the company of wildlife of any kind.
Yes. Well, Vasu, lastly, how are you coping with being locked down, and what do you do to deal with it?
So I'm really taking the time as the city slows down. The psyche of the city is also slowing down. And I'm taking that for myself to really slow down my own pace and work on academic articles, work on research, really think about things, focus on my fitness. So I'm devoting at least an hour every day. We do stationary cycling, or they can do lots of power weights and stuff that we can do right there in our house. And doing creative things. Those bee projects, the things that were not urgent, but important, and I wish I had the time to do it. Yeah. This is the time to do it. And I'm really appreciating the time that we have, and really appreciating and thanking the earth and the universe for the clean air and the clean water. And I just hope that we take this time to reinvent ourselves so we don't go back and do the exact same thing.
Yes, let's hope so. Let's hope we learn from this whole experience. Well, thank you, Vasu. It's been wonderful talking to you. Good luck with the fuel efficient thing, and look forward to trying your Chyawanprash and the jamun cheesecake, which, well, I take your word for it that it tastes good. And see you.
Awesome. No, it doesn't taste good. It tastes awesome.
Good. Look forward to it. Thank you, Vasu. Bye-bye.
Thanks. Bye.